Excuse me, officer.
He's definitely not a cop.
Stay away from me.
New East New York, Sunday after The Equalizer on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
If your house is beginning to settle, don't settle for anything less than Ramjack Foundation Repair. Ramjack's American-made products are ISO certified and recognized by the International Code Council. Don't do it twice. Do it right. Rely on Ramjack.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Tonight, an investigation into possible abuse. The doors closed for months. We talk with the new director of a local animal shelter about what's going on and how to move forward. But first, it's the kind of story that has every parent thinking about who has access to their child at school. A former Glen Hills Elementary teacher aide facing a number of child molestation charges. 25-year-old Corey Rollins is accused of molesting several different children. Concerning news for any parent to hear. Hallie Turner live in our newsroom with details on how we got to this indictment.
Well, Richard, we just received this documentation within the last 10 minutes, and in it, it says that the Richmond County Schools received information on February 1st about a male paraprofessional teacher possibly touching female students inappropriately. It lists 4 female victims, which would not include the alleged male victim at Urban Air. New indictment reports hit our newsroom this morning showing the 25-year-old is now facing 8 counts of child molestation, all within a 5-month period. The district hired Corey on August 11th of 2022 as a general parapro. Some of his responsibilities included serving as an assistant to the teacher, assisting with supervision of students while promoting activities to enhance the social, emotional, intellectual, and physical development of students. And one of his responsibilities was to maintain the same high level of ethical behavior and confidentiality of information about students as expected by the teacher. His contract was set for 10 months, but he only made it 5 before he resigned. Between the day he started on August 11th of 2022 to January 13th of 2023, new reports show he allegedly molested 3 children by touching them inappropriately. We do not know the place where the incidents happened, but on January 14th at Urban Air Adventure Park, he's accused of sucking, licking, and kissing a child's foot, where he then received another molestation charge. And then on January 17th, he was placed on administrative leave. Less than 3 weeks later, he sent an email with the subject line reading, "Resign," stating he was resigning from his position as the PE paraprofessional due to the situation at hand, and that it would be in his best interest to step down and seek different employment. After the administration responded, Rollins' next email stated he hoped they both enjoyed their out-of-town conference trip, as if he had no worry at all. And according to Child Enrichment, a child molestation prison sentence is anywhere from 5 to 20 years for 1 count. If found guilty on all 8 counts and sentenced to the maximum, Rollins is looking at 160 years behind bars.
Certainly concerning as we watch all of this play out now in the courts. Hallie, thanks. All new at 6 o'clock, the Richmond County Superintendent of Schools just responding to these new developments. Dr. Kenneth Bradshaw telling us today the school system has cooperated fully with law enforcement regarding their investigation into Corey Rollins. His statement says, upon notification of allegations stemming from an off-campus incident with Rollins in January 2023, an internal investigation was held at the school where he was assigned. To weather now, we've had some heavy rain moving through the area as we kick off the weekend. Here's First Alert meteorologist.
We have been able to cool down after a high temperature close to 80 earlier this afternoon. Current temps around the CS are into the 70s, even 60s at the lake, 68 degrees there. We'll talk more about those storm chances for Sunday coming up in the full forecast.
Crews have been busy with a dangerous cleanup after a tanker truck hauling gas catches fire in Aiken County this morning. This happened just off exit 18 on I-20 eastbound, closing that exit for hours. Investigators say a problem with the rear brakes and rear wheels sparked that fire. When responders first got to the scene, they say those flames were shooting out of the truck as high as the treetops. They used foam to knock the fire down and keep the whole thing from exploding. No one was hurt, and exit 18 is reopened to traffic this evening. Happening now in downtown Aiken, Food and Cultural Festival with Foodies. It showcases the best in local and regional cuisine, and that's where we're going to find First Alert meteorologist Mikkel Hannah Harding. And Mikkel, I've never known a scattered shower to keep you away from food, my friend.
Oh, I definitely love to eat, so rain is not going to keep me away. But I'm here with the Jamrock Caravana. I'm with Taj Marie, who is representing them today, and they gave me a little coupon, so showing love already. But oh yeah, check the shirt, check the shirt. Gotta highlight them. But let's look at some of the food they have over here. Some real fine Jamaican cuisine right here. They're giving out plates actively, and just want to talk with Taj, about what does this opportunity mean to be out here to showcase the
Okay,
food.
so we've been open for 3 years now, and this is like a great opportunity for a lot of exposure in the community. We're not really known, but the food is really good, so we have word of mouth people coming out, telling everybody, oh, it's good, come check it out. And as you can see, it is really good. There's a lot of people here trying it out, and we're just wanting to share the culture in every bite. That is actually our slogan.
Yes, and I can vouch. Somebody came up to me and told me how good the food was, so I need to try it myself. But
Okay.
what do you hope to get out of this weekend? I know you kind of talked about just the exposure, but can you talk a little bit more on that? What you hope for the weekend?
We just want everybody to know that we're here and the culture is real.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And thank you for your time. I'm gonna actually transition over here and see if we can grab somebody from the actual foodies organization who is putting this on. So let me see if we can get Mr. Ron. Is Ron anywhere? He just left. Well, can you represent for me real quick? No? Okay. Well, we're going to talk to somebody from the Foodies, represents the Foodies organization, but he is MIA. But as you saw, I talked to a local restaurant from right here in the Aiken area, and Wrdw is where they are actually located. And just a lot of people out here having a great time, a lot of different food, also some arts and crafts from local vendors as well. So it's a really great experience out here. They're going to be here until 7 p.m. tonight, and then they will be back out here tomorrow and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if you want to check out some really good cuisine from different countries, cultures, and as well as see different vendors out here with arts and crafts, downtown Aiken off of 126 Newberry Street is the place to be this weekend. So come out here and check it out. Reporting in Aiken, Mikhail Hannah Harding on your side.
Yeah, Food Festival, always a great idea to kick off on a Friday afternoon, and good to see the crowd out there dodging those showers. Looks like a nice evening to have dinner outside in Aiken. Mikhail, thanks. New on News 12 at 6 o'clock, the investigation into abuse claims at the McDuffie County Animal Shelter now in the hands of a district attorney. It's been 8 months since that shelter shut down and closed their doors to the public. The state did find discrepancies in the electronic record keeping of animals coming in and out of the shelter. They say they did not find evidence of abuse. And even with this ongoing investigation, the new Animal Services Director, Wendy Ivy, wants to move the shelter in a different direction. Our Nick Veland sat down with her to learn how they're looking to get past these challenges.
The lock is still on its chain and is starting to rust here at the Thompson McDuffie Animal Shelter. And the county now has a new director in place who's hoping to get this shelter back up and running.
I feel I have that experience that I already know how we can kind of grow that, how we can come together as a community.
Wendy Ivy comes from being the Animal Services Director in Bullock County. She felt called to take this job.
God did. I didn't choose it. He chose it for me, and I just obeyed and followed.
In Bullock County, she built the Animal Services Division from a team of 1 to more than 10. Growing from the ground up is something she will have to do again in McDuffie County. She takes over after claims of neglect, abuse, mistreatment, and extreme animal cruelty shut down the shelter and was investigated by the GBI. And as of 4 days ago, the case has been turned over to the district attorney.
I guess naturally it adds a little bit of pressure, but I'm not intimidated by it because I know who leads me. So I'm confident, in my experience, and I'm confident that I'll be equipped to do exactly what I was brought here to do.
She's been looking to make changes to city and county ordinances and modernizing the way McDuffie County will handle animal services. Other goals are wanting to build a new facility, adding a humane enforcement division, having programs to educate and get the community involved. She says that they're taking small steps in order to rebuild.
We're not slowing down. We're going to move forward. It's just going to take some time and, reorganization of some things, but we're going to get there.
And the county has given us timelines in the past of when they would have liked to reopen, but decided not to today, saying they didn't want this rushed and they wanted this done right. But for now, the gate remains locked. In McDuffie County, Nick Veland on your side.
And it sounds like the shelter is moving in the right direction now. We did reach out to the Toombs County District Attorney about the status of that case. He says that file just hit his office today. It has no other further information at this time, but it's a story we'll continue to follow. Coming up next year on News 12, one man takes blood, sweat, and tears to heart. We check in with a local woodworker who's determined not to let a disability slow him down.
And as we go through this evening, we're going to get a good chance to dry things up, but more storms are going to be possible as we go through the day on Sunday. Some of those storms could be on the stronger to even severe side. We have issued a first alert for the entire CSRA. That full forecast coming up next.
Paper and Chemical, 1212 New Savannah Road in Augusta.
Hi, I'm actually Dave with Laurelwood Equipment, and my experienced team wants to change the way you shop for outdoor equipment. When you come to Laurelwood, you won't be left standing around unacknowledged. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here to help you make an informed decision based on your specific equipment needs. From Exmark zero-turn mowers to steel chainsaws, we want you to be satisfied with the performance and the price. Come see us today. We're conveniently located off Exit 1 in North Augusta.
We are live in Aiken on this Friday evening. The showers are lifting out, Anthony says. People have been coming out for this food and culture festival going on right now in the heart of downtown. It showcases the best local and regional cuisine along with a few samples from vendors. You still have time to make it over there. It all wraps up at 7 o'clock tonight, but continues again Saturday and Sunday. So, Anthony, a great weekend to be outside and sample some good food in Aiken. We're sold, aren't we? That sounds good.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. If you're going out there tonight, you're going to be in great shape. We're going to get a good chance to dry things up. Tomorrow is going to be perfect. We're going to talk about a lot of sunshine. It's actually going to be a little bit warm out there. Temperatures are expected tomorrow to be back into the 80s, and then we'll have a few isolated storm chances as we go through the day on Sunday. A look at radar over the last isolated showers by then, but those temperatures, Richard, 82 to 84 degrees.
Sounds good, Anthony. Thanks a lot. One man's disability is not stopping him from his passion. A couple of years ago, we sat down with Chris Daniel, a local woodworker. At first glance, you might not even realize he's blind, but over the last 2 years, he's managed to grow his business. Will Rio caught up with it.
4 1/4.
On a normal weekday afternoon,
Roughly.
you can find Chris Daniel
Looks about right.
creating his artwork.
So I make a lot of wooden art, patriotic art, flags, desks, furniture, birdhouses, a lot of things like that.
It used to just be American flags. After our first story with him 2 years ago, business is booming. So good, he bought a new machine.
This has been a godsend. I mean, it really has, because now my work is that much better. I can knock out a flag in a day with this versus a week.
He's been doing all of this
That's how I see my measurements.
while barely being able to see. Chris is legally blind.
I see everything is blurred, so it's kind of like looking through a light wax paper.
His face is no more than a few inches from the saw blade.
When people say their heart and soul goes into it, it's true. You know, my heart and soul and blood and sweat go into it. All of my objects, all of my art.
He's carved out a nice living,
Some of work.
sacrificing himself to support his family.
Doing things have been a challenge my entire life, but you adapt.
In Martinez, Will Rio on your side.
And we appreciate our logo on his latest creation there. If you want to see his work for yourself, Chris is at the Evans Market on Saturdays, right there in front of the Performing Arts Center parking lot. He'll be there every Saturday, he says, from 9 to 1. Too many pregnancies not ending with a healthy mother and child. We look at a growing problem with maternal health care and the ones on the front lines battling that.
First alert, 585 Jefferson Davis Highway, or online at terrylamberthyundai.com.
Doctors at the Medical College of Georgia are trying to break a deadly cycle. Too many women are dying during pregnancy, and black women are at an even higher risk for complications. Taylor Martin looks at the problem and some solutions.
According to the CDC, 4 out of 5 pregnancy-related deaths are preventable. So why do they keep happening?
Patients who tend to fall in the cracks of our system tend not to get that help.
And of those deaths, according to public health data, black women are 3 times more likely to be affected than white women for a number of reasons.
We have several factors, health being the major one, and time to prenatal care, and health disparities, and economic disparities. And those are the major things.
On social media, one mother says, "I had a near-death experience because my symptoms were downplayed by professionals." In his 30 years of practicing, Dr. Liu says it's a cycle.
We're still seeing the same thing on and on. And at some point, We have to break the cycle.
Due to underlying conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and many others that could complicate a pregnancy, Dr. Lou suggests beginning prenatal care sooner rather than later, telling moms don't take no for an answer.
We have to do something. We have to be very aggressive to break the cycle.
During prenatal and postnatal care, Dr. Lou suggests counseling and support groups, and we have a list of those resources for you on our website right now. Some good news for book lovers today. The Freeman Branch Library is reopened. Just hours ago, the city leaders held a grand reopening celebration. The improvements include new tables and chairs, more books, a new paint job there too. They've closed for the day now, but they will be open this weekend if you want to go over and check it out. New technology changing the way students at Thompson High School study anatomy and health sciences. The anatomage tables feature virtual preset cadavers built right into them, featuring scans of real people, allowing students to see firsthand how the body works. They can even open different organs virtually and see how they work with details as they wouldn't see in a textbook. The teacher says it is changing the way they teach anatomy, and it'll be a stepping stone for students who want to go into the medical field.
They learn digitally, and this gives them digital and actual 3D, everything that they're going to see if they decide to go into a medical field. So it's much more realistic, it's much more visual, it's in their face. They can manipulate it and turn it around as opposed to flipping a page in a book.
And it does look pretty amazing. Adams hopes the tables are installed in even more classrooms all across the area to help even more students. Wolfstock returning to Aiken this weekend. This is a fundraiser for Friends of the Animal Shelter. There's going to be a dog costume contest, dog races, food animal adoptions, and more from 9:30 in the morning until noon. That's at Citizens Park in Aiken. So hoping for good weather for that, Anthony.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Looks like we're going to see some sunshine as we go through the day tomorrow. Also going to be a little bit warmer. Temperatures expected to be right around 82 to 83 degrees. Now we do have that first alert in effect for Sunday. The chance for some scattered showers and storms, some of which could be on the stronger to severe side. We'll have one more check at the forecast when we come back.